Hi, this is Chris Schultz with HQ Powerkites, and today we're talking about the Beamer Mark IV. This is an awesome 4-line power kite flown on handles. It's a little bit different from a bar kite or a 2-line kite. And the way the kite is set up, your top lines or your power lines actually come to the top of the bridle. And you'll notice that the bridle is very nicely colored, and it's a sewn Dyneema bridle for strength and durability. The lines are also colored, so it's easy to figure out where everything goes. The bottom brake lines are adjustable, so if you want a little more power, a little more grunt, you can actually attach your bottom line a little further up the knots. For lighter wind days, or when you want a little less grunt, a little less turning speed, you can attach your flying line a little bit further down the knot. One of the great things about the open cell is it inflates instantly when you go to fly it. And if you do get any debris or sand inside, it's real easy to clear the foil just by opening up the dirt outs on the end. Nice Velcro closure. Anything in there will come out easily. It's 2 handles, left and right. Red is left, blue is right. Your top lines are colored. Your bottom lines have sleeving that's colored, otherwise they're gray. The nice thing about this is on snow or white surfaces, it really shows up well. So as long as we have, well, it's on its back now, so it's in the launch position. So if I just yank back on this, we're going to take off. If I want to stay down, I pull on the brake lines, and it's like a parking switch. I have a ground stake, and I can use the ground stake to mount the handles into the ground using these loops. If I have a harness and I want a harness loop, I could literally put a loop between these 2 points here and hook into my harness, and then I would relieve some of the pressure off my arms. So what's so great about a 4-line kite? Well, let me tell you. You can really stop the kite anywhere in the wind window. Just by applying a little bit of pressure to your back lines, the kite will literally stall in the wind window. If you want to go forward, which is what you're going to do most of the time, you're flying off your top lines. But if something goes wrong, you can always pull your bottoms and the kite just falls out of the sky. And when you're ready to park, you got your trusty ground stake. And this locks the kite onto the ground because it's pulling on the back lines or the bottom of the kite more than the top. So for extra added safety, the Beamer comes with kite killers in addition to the ground stake. So I'll quickly attach these. Everything's attached using a lark's head slip knot. It's the most useful kite knot in the world. Then I'll put our line back on. So the kite killers work like little leashes that attach to your wrist. So if anything happens and you need to get away from the kite, you can let go of the handles at least, and this will pull the kite down because you're pulling on the bottom brake lines. So here we are. If I'm under too much power, or if I let go of my lines, it pulls on the trailing edge of the kite and the kite will sink down to the ground pretty much without any damage. Oh. Launching is almost like hitchhiking. Throw your thumbs back and the kite launches. Kite goes straight up. To go in reverse, you do the opposite. You push with your thumbs and the kite will sink out of the sky in the landing position. Now to reverse launch, it's just the opposite. You push with the top lines and the kite will fly backwards. It's real easy to flip it over and then you're ready for launch. You can also control the tightness of the turn by applying a little bit of brake when you initiate the turn by pulling left and right. Applying a little bit of brake to the same hand that you're pulling will actually make the turn tighter, almost like a bow tie. So the reverse, here's the reverse. In terms of control, it flies a lot like a two-line kite. The difference is you have added control with the extra line. You can make the turns very tight by not only pulling left and right with your handles, but you can apply a little bit of brake in the same hand to get real tight propeller spins. What makes the Beamer great is that it's so easy to fly. You can use it for all kinds of traction, for buggying, for scudding, getting dragged around, just recreational flying. If the wind is light, kite doesn't pull that bad. But as you can see here, once the wind started hitting 15 or 20 with a 3-meter Beamer, there's enough to pull you around. I like how you can just kind of hover it in the window. Push with your thumbs and the kite will sink out of the sky in the landing position. It seems like everybody has their own method of wrapping their lines up, and I for one personally prefer to prepare my own lines because I'm right-handed and I always do things a certain way. But with the Beamer, you don't have to be afraid to actually wind the line around the handles. And what I typically do is, since I fly like this, I put my handles together and then I wrap counterclockwise over the tops. The only thing is I need to unwrap the same way. I'm going to hold on the same way and unwrap in the opposite direction. And if you do that, there will be no twists or tangles. The trouble only comes when somebody else uses your lines and they do it the opposite direction. But usually there's not too many wraps or twists when I do it myself. Then I just tuck the tips, fold it up like so, and I just wrap the kite around the handles, and it's ready for the bag. Ready for the next adventure. Big zipper.